there, this is Peyton Bartley from Johnson Central High School, and today for my Persuasive Speech, I will be talking about standardized testing. And as most of the students probably know what standardized testing is, I'll go ahead and let you know the definition. Standardized testing is, by definition, a test that is given to a large group of people that assesses students using only one set of questions, but are typically changed in format, or the answer questions vary, but it all has the very same questions and the very same answers. And today I would like to propose that that is not the correct way to be testing students, and that it does not actually assess them for how smart they are or intelligent or how successful they'll be in the long run. I would also like to prove that standardized testing is not helping students, but it's actually hurting them and hurting their teachers as well. And so let's get started. A lot of times in schools today, we see lots of problems. Children are too busy texting on their cell phones, playing on Twitter, to even pay attention to teachers. There's problems all over the place with the education system. And so George W. Bush in 2001 set out to fix this. That was the main thing that he focused his campaign on and wanted to change in the process. And so in 2002, with an overwhelming bipartisan support, they passed the No Child Left Behind Act, which was supposed to correct public schools. It was supposed to fix the gap between higher education in richer schools and the poorer schools to meet that so they'll be equal. And which is something that definitely needs to be done. It is certainly a very big problem here in America. But the way the NCLB Act went around this did not actually help. Standardized testing was typically about 4 to 6 tests per year, but after the NCLB Act, it increased to 14 tests per year. And these tests aren't just small tests, they are full standardized testing, which can take full weeks to complete just one test. And they often are on subjects such as math and English and reading. And it really makes you question, when students are taking 14 tests a year, when do they have time to learn the material? And how are they being assessed using the same questions and the same answers that are given to every child in America? Every child is different. We always preach that children should be individual and that they should be creative and use their decision skills to just come up with their own ideas. But as we increase standardized testing, we ignore what we have told, and we're just hypocrites because standardized testing only assesses one way. Children do not all think the same way. Therefore, it is not a correct assessment. We cannot force a square to go into a circle just because we want it to. And another thing that's the problem in these standardized testing is the push and the impact and focus that we have on standardized testing. Another thing the NCLB Act of 2002 did was it brought up the idea of merit-based salary, and that's already been implemented in Florida. And it's great in theory. I mean, it entirely makes sense. The better the teacher does at teaching a student, which is based off their assessment, the better their pay will be. So say, if everyone in their class got over 60% average, then the teacher's pay will go up. But if they didn't reach that, then it will go down. But the way that certain schools in Florida are doing it is they're getting a computer-generated score that is what they're supposed to be reaching for their score. And if the children do not reach this score, the teacher will get punished and their salary will drop. Lynn Flint, a teacher in the Florida district, showed us just how flawed the system is. He said, and I quote, "One of my 6th grade students had a predicted score of 28,634. However, the highest a 6th grade student could earn was a 283. This student did earn a perfect score at 283, But despite the fact that she earned a perfect score, she counted negatively toward this teacher's evaluation because it was 3 points below what she was predicted to score. And that just shows just how flawed the system is. There was no possible way to reach what the administration had set out in front of them. The next problem with standardized testing is the harmful effects it has to both the mind and psychological beings of the body. A lot of people experience test-taking anxiety. Actually, according to the Anxiety and Depression Association of America, over 20% of students have this test-taking anxiety, and which is, by definition, a type of performance anxiety experience while taking an assessment, such as a test. And these experiences with this range from headaches to nausea to even vomiting or passing out over anxiety because of test taking. We are placing the well-being of our students below these test scores. We're letting these children get sick and anxious over these silly little numbers on a paper. In testing booklets, they oftentimes have a place where it tells you exactly what to do if a student vomits on their testing booklet. If we know that a certain number of students will vomit just after opening their testing material, then there's something certainly wrong with just how bad the system is. And it just makes you question, what are standardized testing for? If it doesn't help teachers, or if it doesn't actually assess students the way that it was meant to be, statistics show that the grades and scores after we increased standardized testing, they didn't improve. If anything, they got a little bit lower. So why are we doing this thing? I would like to argue that this system needs to be fixed. Thank you.